We've all done it. Check the little box agreeing to some terms and conditions or privacy policy that we never read. I want to challenge you. Stop skipping the fine print. Because once you start reading it, even if you let AI do the bulk of the reading, you might be surprised at what you've been agreeing to. Now, mandatory disclaimer, not a lawyer, but I shouldn't have to be to understand what I'm agreeing to day in and day out. Because like Dr. Seuss said, I have a brain in my head and shoes on my feet, and I'm the one that will decide where I go. So let's get started at how it works. So I just have a Gemini jump. I also have a Claude project just for backup. And I'll show you some of the things real quick that I use this all the time, what I've recently looked into. So PayPal, how to pay some troop dues for my daughter. Threw in the privacy policy and some other information. And it went through, gave me what the high concerns are. And I was like, well, I'm not actually creating an account. I'm just paying as a guest, even simpler. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. Went ahead and paid those dues. Fresh Market, went in there. They have the little punch button thing. What am I agreeing to there? Pretty straightforward. Felt pretty confident about that. Got some ESPN because we had to catch those NCAA women's gymnastics competition championship. And so went through. ESPN does track your location because they have to know if their services are available there, but they're always tracking you. I was like, well, what if I just put it on my TV? That changes some things. And so I was able to quickly go through that and then get the gymnastics on the TV. Geico, got a car insurance quote from them. What am I looking at when I hit submit on that? The biggest concern was just like any of the insurance providers, if you agree to let them track you on your phone, they're tracking you on your phone. And that's how you get your extra points because you're proving you're a good driver. But just that flag there. And then PTS fundraiser, I am not going to open that one. I'll just let you know that my kids' current school, I will not use the fundraising app that they're using. When they need money, I need to sign up or whatever, I will cut a check or, show up and do the hours. I'm not going to do the thing through the app they have going. And then Instagram and Facebook. It was a 62-page print PDF. I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, let's try this out on my phone. I'll show you how easy this is, right? Because we're rarely on our computer when we're doing this. We're usually out and about on our phone. So I'm going to do it right here in front of you on my phone. So we're going to go to first, just easy. Let's check out Gemini. So I'm going to go to Gemini. I got to close it out first. And I got to go to my account and go to down. So Privacy Hub, and it'll pop this up. And usually I can just click this little arrow here to send the link. So I'm going to copy that link and I'm going to go back to Claude and I'm going to go to, I'm already in my terms and conditions. So I'm going to just paste the link in. Now, usually I add some context of whatever I'm doing with that before it reviews it. And in this case, it can read the link. So overall risk, medium to high, gives some of those concerns. The highest concern being that humans may review it, not necessarily opposed to that, right? Because there's all kinds of cases. I won't get into that. But anyway, it gives me what those high concerns are. Don't put anything super private in your large language model. So it goes through that. And then down at the bottom, practical recommendations. If I am going to move forward with this, what are some things I could do to mitigate that risk? Okay, now let's do something fun. Let's take that same privacy policy and put it in Gemini. So I'm going to go to my terms and conditions reviewer and I'm going to paste it in. So it's unable to open the link, which is kind of funny because it's its own thing. So we have to go back to Gemini, I have to go up to my account, go down to the privacy. So we got to go back to this. Usually not so many button clicking, but since I'm doing it all in Gemini, and I have to actually click down on it and scroll and copy all of this text. And it's kind of annoying. And your kids are like, what are you doing? We just want to go to the trampoline park. We don't actually go to that many trampoline parks, just the best example. But it's taken some time, but less than a minute to give me peace of mind. So we're getting to the bottom. Some of them are really long. This one isn't actually that bad. I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm going to go back. Oh, I got to close that out. I'm going to go back to my terms and conditions reviewer. I'm going to paste it in. Then Gemini, it's still looking for a physical file. It's pasted in. And then Gemini, no bias here. Gemini is letting me know that itself is high risk, which I appreciate. It'll go through and give all the same things. So see, you can get two different inputs or outputs, slightly varying, which is nice why you have two. So if it's something a little bit bigger, I might put it in both. But again, if it's something really big, I always check it out. Now, Anthropic recently came out with Claude legal tools, and that's awesome. I haven't personally tried them. They seem to be all desktop things, not the grab my phone in the parking lot and get it done right there for my everyday things that I've been using for the last 9 months. So if this has piqued your interest, stick around a couple more minutes and I'll walk you through kind of how I built it. So here, just like you can watch the other videos, I've shown how to build projects a couple times. I have my custom instructions, which I'm going to open here. I have them in a Google document. And go check out my other prompt generator video, because that's what I use to build this. It has its role that it's my legal analyst. And before it starts an analysis, it's going to look at, is this a physical activity that we're doing? Is it a digital service, or is it some kind of hybrid? And then it's going to list what are the high concern kind of things or minimal concerns. And it just gives it kind of a checklist to go down. And then it'll here's the output. It's going to give an executive summary and then give the detailed findings from highest concern to lowest concern. And then just like we saw, it's going to give those practical recommendations. And it also has a part where it checks state law guidelines because every state is different. And so as I showed you here, we have these documents. This state waiver guide, this was a deep research that I went through. I put in, I use a prompt generator, and then I went in and I was like, hey, I go to all these different states. I'm concerned about what are the legal implications. Here's the kind of things we do, like going rock climbing, trampoline parks, and all the other things we do. And it went state by state and really looked at what are the legal implications there. Fun fact, for Virginia, any pre-injury liability waiver is void. So I can't tell you how excited my kids are while we're living in Virginia that I finally let them go to the trampoline park that's right around the corner, because that waiving the liability due to their own negligence was void. So I was like, okay, you can go, because that's not, that won't hold up in court. So that was good. And then now that we're moving to Florida, there were some more waivers that we were going into. So I did another deep research because this is more specific. And you can see, like normal deep researches, there's always these links. And because this is important to me and AI can hallucinate, I went in and I actually clicked the links and I went and I read the legal documents so that I know what I'm putting my family at risk to, so that I would understand that. Now, have I been accused of being a helicopter mom? Yes. But this is not about holding myself and my kids up in our house, wrapping them in bubble wrap to keep them safe. It's about being knowledgeable of what I'm agreeing to and what I'm putting my family at risk to, and making just smart, informed decisions. So I hope this helped. And get out there and use these tools to keep your family safe. and stay more knowledgeable.